Hello and welcome to your fourth tutorial on how to build a website. In this tutorial I will be introducing and explaining the concept of the external style sheet. What exactly is an external style sheet and why do we need it? An external style sheet is a text document that has the extension .css and stores CSS code. As you have seen in the previous tutorial, I used the syntax style in the opening tag to format paragraphs. That is called inline styling. From now on, we will use an external style sheet to format elements from the HTML document. Creating an external style sheet is identical to creating an HTML document. The only difference is that you save the external style sheet with the extension .css. Also, don't forget to save the CSS file in the same folder as your HTML file. Now, let me give you an example. If I create a new file in Notepad++ and hit save as you can see here, I have a folder named div and it has a div.html and a div.css. Now if I wanted to create a new CSS file, I would simply name it, for example style, give it the extension .css and hit save, and this would create a new CSS file. I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, now let's have a look at the code. You may have noticed that I placed in the head of the document a tag named link. Let me explain why. The link tag tells the browser to include the external style sheet in the HTML file and where to find it. It has three attributes: type, which is always equal to text/CSS, rel, which always equals style sheet, and href, which is equal to the name of your CSS file if it is in the same folder as your HTML file. Now moving on to the body of our HTML file. I have declared two paragraphs, and in the opening tag of each paragraph I have assigned them to the classes P1 and P2 respectively. But what is a class? A class is a selector. It's something we use to make the difference between HTML elements when we start to format them in the CSS file. Now let's have a look at the CSS file to clear things up. As you can see here, the CSS code is placed between curly brackets, and in front of the opening bracket we specify the element that we want to format. In our case, we will be formatting the elements from the classes P1 and P2, which are our two paragraphs. Don't forget the dot in front of the class name, as it is mandatory in the CSS file. As you can see here, we have the first paragraph, which is assigned to the class P1, and we've assigned to the class P1 a font family of Verdana, a font size of 35 pixels, and a color blue. And we have the second paragraph, which is assigned to the class P2, and we've set for the class P2 a font family of Garamond, a font size of 60 pixels, and the color red. Now let's run this in Chrome and see how it looks. So you see the external style sheet is doing its job. It's adding CSS codes and styling our paragraphs. Okay. You may be wondering why go to all that trouble to put the CSS code in a separate file from the HTML code. Well, there are advantages, so let me point out some of them. Imagine that you have a website with 20 pages and you want to change the font size on all of them. By having just one style sheet associated with each of the 20 pages, you have to edit just some classes from a single document, as compared to having to edit each paragraph of text from the 20 pages if you have used the inline styling. Okay, that's all I have for you guys in this tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe. See you soon. Bye bye.